Okay, so let's be real. Packing for a trip can feel like a nightmare, especially when it comes to pants. You know what I mean? Like you've got your comfy travel pants, then you need something nicer for dinners, maybe even a pair for hiking or working out if that's on the agenda. It's bulky, it's a hassle, and you probably end up wearing the same two pairs anyway.
Oh, you are so right. It's like staring into an overstuffed suitcase and wondering if you really need 5 different pairs for a week-long trip.
Right. So what if I told you there was a way to ditch all that, like one pair of pants for your whole trip? We're diving into those Unbound Merino travel pants today, and they're claiming some pretty wild stuff, like wear them for days without washing. Kind of wild.
Yeah, no kidding. Days without washing, that's what really got me too. Honestly, I was a bit skeptical at first, but the more I dug into it, the more interested I got, especially when you consider what they're made of, merino wool.
Okay, so I've tried merino wool base layers for hiking, but I always thought of it as more of a, cold weather thing.
Yeah.
Never considered it for everyday pants. Definitely not ones you could wear for days on end.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that same initial reaction, like, wool pants. Really? But that's where things get interesting. Merino wool is kind of a game changer for travel clothes. It's naturally temperature regulating, so it keeps you warm when it's cold and cool when it's hot. Plus, the moisture wicking is incredible, meaning sweat just evaporates instead of sticking to you.
So no more feeling damp and clammy after a long flight or a day of sightseeing. That's a huge win.
Huge. But the biggest thing is how it handles odor.
Hmm.
Merino wool fibers naturally stop bacteria from growing, which is what causes that, not so fresh smell.
Okay, so no magic force field, but pretty close.
Basically. I was reading about this traveler who wore them for 5 days straight while backpacking through Southeast Asia. 5 days. They said they still felt fresh. I mean, if they can handle that heat and humidity, that's saying something.
5 days straight. I would even try that with my regular travel pants. I remember that Europe trip where I packed 3 different pairs and I was still doing laundry constantly. What a waste of time.
And a logistical nightmare, especially if you're on the move a lot. But that's what's cool about these Unbound pants. They're designed to be practical. Like they have a hidden zipper pocket for security, two-way stretch for comfort, and a slim fit that works for pretty much anything from casual to a little dressier.
Yeah, that's what really got me about these pants. The idea that you could pack just one pair and be
Ah.
set for almost anything. I mean, imagine. You land after a long flight, looking all crisp and wrinkle-free, and head straight to a meeting or dinner. No digging through your luggage for a different outfit.
It's like your perfect travel uniform. And speaking of uniforms, I've been wearing those same old travel pants for years. They're comfy, but definitely not stylish. These merino pants seem to have both comfort and style.
Right. That's something I've always struggled with, finding travel clothes that are practical and comfortable, but don't make me look like I just rolled out of bed.
It's funny, I had a similar problem on a recent trip hiking in the Swiss Alps, and the weather was all over the place. One minute it was sunny, the next freezing. My old travel pants just couldn't keep up.
Oh, I know that feeling. I've been there sweating on a hike, then freezing when I stop for a break. You need a whole separate wardrobe.
Exactly. But what's cool about these merino wool pants is that the material actually adapts to your body. The fibers have these tiny air pockets that help regulate heat and moisture.
Like built-in climate control for your legs.
You got it. And it's not just warmth or coolness. The breathability is a game changer too. The fabric is made so that air can circulate better than normal fabric.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well,
Even with breathable pants, you can still feel stifled, especially when it's humid.
right. With merino wool, it's like your skin can actually breathe. That's huge for comfort, especially if you're active or on your feet all day.
So imagine exploring a new city, walking for miles, and you're still comfortable in those same pants you wore on the plane.
It's amazing. And it's not just the technical stuff. They really thought about the design details that make these pants so versatile.
Yes, that hidden zipper pocket. Who doesn't love a secret compartment? But seriously, that's so practical for travelers.
Totally. Perfect for keeping your passport, cash, or phone safe and hidden. And because it's discreet, you don't have those bulky pockets ruining the look.
That's a big plus for me. I hate those pockets that bulge or gap, especially when I'm trying to pack light.
Speaking of packing light, the slim fit is great. They seem to have found a balance between tailored and comfortable.
I was a bit worried about that.
Yeah,
I mean, I want them comfy enough for long flights and being active, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing pajamas.
for sure.
Hmm.
But from the photos and reviews, these Unbound pants have that nice tailored look that can go from casual to a little dressier.
Okay, so they're comfy, practical, and stylish. But I have to admit, the price is making me think twice. $229 for one pair of pants is a lot.
It is, and I get that. Most travel pants are like $50, $100, so this is definitely a premium price.
Right. But here's the thing. How many of those cheaper pants have I bought over the years, only for them to wear out or just sit in my closet?
That's the thing. And how often are you frustrated by pants that wrinkle, stain easily, or just aren't right for the occasion?
Countless times. Like last year, I got those quick dry pants that took forever to dry after it rained. And the wrinkles. Don't get me started.
Right. It's like those travel clothing fails keep happening. But with these Unbound Merino pants, it's like you're investing in a long-term solution. They're designed to last, be versatile, and easy to care for.
And if you think about it, you could pack just one pair for multiple trips, replacing a bunch of other clothes. The cost per wear starts to make more sense.
Exactly. Think about the convenience and peace of mind. No stress of packing and repacking, no wrinkles or laundry on the road.
That's huge for me. Just thinking about all the time I've wasted on laundry while traveling makes me want to simplify my packing.
I hear you, and these Unbound pants could be the answer.
Okay, but let's get real.
Yeah.
Would you actually wear these to a business meeting?
Absolutely. Remember, we talked about the slim fit and simple design. They're perfect for casual or a little dressier. You could wear them with a button-down or a blazer and look totally professional.
What about hiking or biking? Would you feel restricted or uncomfortable?
Not at all. The two-way stretch fabric lets you move freely, and the breathable material helps even when you're sweating.
So, boardroom meeting, mountain trek, everything in between.
It seems like it, and I was impressed by how much they focused on durability. They use a special kind of merino wool that's super strong.
No delicate wool sweaters here.
Nope. These are made to handle travel. I even read about a rock climber who loved how well they held up during a tough climb.
Wow, that's serious. So for those of us who like to travel carry-on only, how do these pants fit into that?
That's the beauty of merino wool. It packs so well. You can fold them without worrying about wrinkles, and they don't take up much space.
So you could pack for a whole week with just one pair of pants and a few tops. That's a game changer for someone like me who always overpacks.
Totally. Think about the stress you'd avoid. No checked bags, no lugging around a heavy suitcase.
I can see myself breezing through the airport with my tiny carry-on.
Oh,
But what about different weather? Would they work in both hot and cold climates?
that's the thing about merino wool. It's naturally temperature regulating. It can help you stay cool in the heat and warm in the cold. You might need to adjust your layers depending on the weather, but the pants themselves should be comfortable pretty much anywhere.
Makes sense. What about people who are really active travelers? Would they hold up for hiking, biking, even rock climbing?
For sure. They're durable and stretchy, making them perfect for all sorts of activities, and the moisture wicking will keep you dry even when you're working hard.
That's amazing. It really seems like these pants were made for modern travelers. But let's be honest about the price. $229 is a lot for one pair of pants.
You're right, it's not cheap, but it's important to remember you're paying for quality and versatility. Think about how much you'd spend on multiple pairs of regular travel pants that you might only wear a few times. The cost per wear of these Unbound pants is actually pretty good.
True. It's easy to focus on the initial price. But when you factor in the value and potential savings on laundry, replacement pants, even luggage fees, it starts to make sense.
Absolutely. And don't forget the benefits. You can't really put a price on packing light, easily moving between activities, and knowing you'll always look and feel your best.
It's tempting. What really sells me is that they're made ethically and sustainably. It's nice to see a company that cares about the environment and the people making their products.
I totally agree. It's important to support brands that share our values.
You know, it's amazing how much my thinking has changed about something as simple as travel pants. I started this thinking, pants are pants, but now I see how much of a difference the right pair can make.
Yeah, it's funny how those everyday things we don't really think about can have such a big impact. And what's cool about these Unbound Merino pants is how they solve so many travel problems.
Sure. We've talked about comfort, versatility, sustainability, but it comes down to this. These pants can make travel so much easier.
I think you nailed it. It's about packing less, less laundry, and having more time and energy to enjoy your trip.
Right. Imagine you're in Italy, traveling between cities, exploring museums, enjoying all the amazing food. And you're doing it all without worrying about what you're wearing.
It's like the pants just disappear, and you
Yeah.
can really be in the moment. No wardrobe worries, no discomfort, no distractions.
That's the dream. But let's talk about those times when a product really blows you away. I read a testimonial from a traveler who took these pants on an African safari. They weren't sure about wool pants in that heat, but they were amazed by how cool and comfy they were even in the sun.
That's wild. It just shows how merino wool is different. It reminds me of a story about a traveler who wore these pants hiking in Patagonia. The weather was crazy, rain, wind, sun, everything, and they said the pants were perfect the whole time.
I love those stories. They show how adaptable these pants are. They're not just for one thing. They can handle all kinds of weather and activities.
That's what makes them such a good investment. You're not buying them for just one trip. You're getting something that can go with you on so many adventures.
Okay, before we finish, let's talk about the no-wash thing again. I know we've mentioned it, but it's still hard to believe. What would you say is the best proof that it actually works?
Besides all the traveler reviews, I think the science behind merino wool is pretty convincing. It wicks away moisture and resists odor, but it's also naturally antimicrobial. That means it stops bacteria and fungi from growing, which is what causes the bad smells.
So it's not just hiding the smell, it's stopping it from even starting.
Exactly. That's why you can wear these pants for days without washing, even when it's hot and humid. It's science, not magic.
I love that. Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything about these Unbound Merino travel pants. We talked about the material, the design, how they work in real life, and why they're worth the money. But before we go, let's leave our listeners with something to think about.
Sounds good to me.
What if packing for your next trip was easy and fun instead of stressful? What if you could pack just one pair of pants and know they'd be perfect for anything? How would that change your travel experience?
That's a great question. It shows how even small changes can make a big difference.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Unbound Merino travel pants. We hope this episode has given you some ideas for your next trip and shown you the power of innovative, sustainable, and versatile travel gear.
Happy travels, everyone.